So you've got $150 to spare and you think to yourself, I want a speaker that really listens to me. I want a speaker that will talk back to me. I want a speaker that will buy me nice things using my own credit card. Well, there are actually a few very good options from our friends who are always listening from Amazon, Apple, and Google. And they all sit between the $100 to $150 mark, and they're all really, really good speakers. So, which is the best one? G'day, you're watching Tech Finder. As always, links to everything we talk about are in the description below. And hey, if this video helps your purchasing decision in any way, or if you were just entertained, throw us a like when we're done. Oh, and make sure to stick around to the end, because I'm giving away an Amazon Echo. Watch to the end to find out how you can win. So in this video, we're actually just going to be discussing which is the best speaker. So we're going to try a few different songs out and see what the quality's like, and we'll discuss things like extra features and stuff like that. If you want to know a bit more about each of the virtual assistants inside of these speakers, well, consider subscribing because I have another video coming out very soon that will discuss which one of those is the best for you. So yeah, subscribe. Now I'm going to shut up. Let's listen to some licensed music. I'm wearing a backwards hat, so that can only mean one of two things: Aussie hip hop or EDM. I'm feeling EDM first. Let's go. Wow, I don't know about you, but I feel like the echo just dominates. It was less noticeable when I was playing everything back separately, but now that I've had a listen back, it's kind of interesting to hear how much the bass drops away when I switch to the HomePod Mini, and even the Google Nest Audio is kind of closer to the HomePod Mini in terms of bass output than the Echo. I think it's safe to say the Echo's far ahead in that one, but with the Google Nest Audio and the HomePod Mini, I feel like the Google Nest Audio had a lot more clarity around the vocals. The HomePod Mini kind of feels like someone's gone in and just ratcheted up the treble of everything slightly too much. The HomePod Mini normally sounds pretty good when it's by itself, but as soon as you put it next to these other two larger speakers, especially the Echo, you can tell that it's a smaller speaker. But yeah, the Echo, you can just hear it thumping. Like, the song is pretty bass heavy, and I feel like the Echo definitely sells that a lot better than the other two speakers. Let's try something different. I'm feeling orchestral. Yeah, look, once again, I think I'm going to have to give it to Amazon. You can hear the full orchestra pretty clearly. I feel like the Google Nest Audio, while less bassy than the Echo, still has a really wide range in sound. Like, I can hear every instrument pretty clearly. And then with the HomePod, it's still a good speaker, but it just can't keep up with these other two. It's just got less of a full sound, feels a little bit more compressed. Let's do one more, because I cannot give up the opportunity to show everyone this song. Here's some Aussie hip hop to please my backwards cap. It's the Finder Wrap. Yes, that's right. The parent company of Tech Finder, Finder.com, have their own wrap, and it is incredible. And I know every word. I'm just going to play it for you now.
Yo, has this ever happened to you? When you're chilling with your crew and somebody's always yapping about what's better, talking about their footy team, their cars, their favorite bars, even celebrity stars. Come on, that stuff don't matter. Under vice in hand, I can be some broadband plans, or maybe how to stream music on demand. Some people never check. What the heck? That's embarrassing. Now I jump on Finder for comparison. Compare the best health, insurance for your wealth. Top destinations, something for yourself. Compare the hottest fashion, compare the latest phones, compare some gear for training on the best line for your home.
Find out what's me home compare. Ain't no match for the best. Oh yeah. Don't give it that this. Find out what's me home compare. Be home compare. Tell me what's me home compare.
How good is that song? But in all seriousness, yeah, I think this kind of seals the deal on the Amazon Echo being far ahead of the other two. This song was particularly bad at showcasing the HomePod. It sounded like someone was playing it through a radio at times. All right, now I want to test loudness and how they sound when they're pumped all the way up to 100%. Let's listen again to the Find a Rap briefly, because I don't want to piss off the neighbors.
Find the right credit card, compare the rest
Don't
of
get
your
better
life.
than this. Find out what's me home compare. Ain't no match for the best. Oh yeah. Don't get better than this. Find out what's me home compare. Be home compare. Find out what's me home compare.
I got to admit, I feel like that was going to trip the Echo up because it's so loud, but I feel like all three of those speakers did really well at 100%. While a lot of other speakers can actually start to distort the sound once they're past a certain volume, these speakers are still really, really loud, and yeah, they sound fine. Like, yeah, no complaints. So when it comes to speaker quality, I think it's pretty safe to say the Amazon Echo is my absolute favorite. The Google Nest Audio comes in at second, and the HomePod Mini comes in at third. Personally, I feel like that makes a lot of sense because it is a smaller speaker. So overall speaker quality, very important when picking a speaker, but I also think it's worth talking about the design a little bit because they've all got their little quirks and pluses about them as well. When it comes to overall design, I kind of feel like the Amazon Echo is lagging behind a little bit. It just feels a little bit more plasticky, and the fabric on the front just doesn't feel as nice. I know you shouldn't be stroking these, but I do because they're covered in fabric and it feels good. The Echo, the least strokeable. Because the Google is so minimalist and there's nothing that annoys me about it, it's actually my favorite. The HomePod would come in at a close second. It's just this plastic top that kind of ruins it for me, but the outside and the whole design I just love. And then we've got the Amazon Echo. Yeah, it's fine. The thing that I don't love about the HomePod is it's the only one of the three that doesn't have a dedicated button for switching off the microphone. I know when a lot of people purchase these smart devices, they are worried about whether Amazon, Apple, and Google are listening to our conversations all the time in our houses. Apple and Amazon both have dedicated switches, so
The mic's off.
and he turns orange. Same with Alexa. It is really clear that it's not listening. There is a big button on the very top. Turns red. You know it's not listening to you. Alexa? Yeah. Mic's completely off. And you feel safe. They've made it very clear that they're not listening to you. With Apple, it's a little bit less clear, but you can ask Siri to stop listening, but you kind of have to take her word for it. Hey Siri, stop listening.
I can turn off Hey Siri, but if I do, you'll need to press the top of this HomePod to get my attention. Is this what you want?
Yes.
Okay, I've turned off Hey Siri.
Siri, start listening again.
Okay, I've turned on Hey Siri.
Yeah, so as you can see, it's a lot more of an involved process to get Siri to stop listening to you and to listen to you again. I really appreciate that about the Google
The microphone is back on.
and the Alexa, who both just have dedicated buttons. Looking at the other buttons, the Alexa has the most with a volume control, and it also has a button on the back so you can trigger Alexa commands without saying Alexa. There you go, and now she's listening. Interestingly, it's the only one of these three that doesn't have a dedicated play and pause button, so you can only do that by asking. Google doesn't actually have any physical buttons, and if you don't read the instructions or look up a YouTube video on how to use it, you probably wouldn't even think there were buttons on it, but there are buttons on it. There's one here, which turns it up, and there's one here, which turns it down. It's kind of just touch controls. You just have to kind of feel it out. There's also a third button in the center which allows you to play and pause music and also to just cut Google off if it's carrying on too much. It's a little annoying at first, but once you get the hang of it, I kind of like it because it means that there's not really anything else going on this brick which just plays sound. I kind of like how minimalist it is. As for the HomePod Mini, it's pretty similar to the Google Nest Audio. It's just got these plus and minus buttons on the top for volume, and you can also press the center to play and pause music and to activate Siri. The buttons work, do their job, but because of its plastic finish, it does kind of collect a lot of fingerprints, which I don't love. All three have a unique way of showing off that they're listening to you. The Google... So the Google pretty much has the 4 lights light up on the front, and that shows you that it's listening, and it also kind of blinks along as it talks. And they're also used to kind of show the volume as well when you're turning that up and down. Again, the lights themselves are pretty minimalist. They're kind of just like, four dots. So it's kind of hard to tell exactly how loud it is, somewhere between 1 and 4. What I like about the 4 dots being on the front rather than the top is you can actually see it when it's talking back to you, whether you're sitting down. As long as you can glance and see it across the room, you'll know that it's listening to you and talking back to you. And that is actually quite useful when you're talking to your smart home all the time. The Apple HomePod, while it does have the cool Siri lights on top, is nowhere near as easy to see that it's listening to you across the room because it's on top. And if you're sitting down, you can't see the light, obviously. It also straight up just does not have a way to show you how loud it's set to. It just kind of flashes white when you press the volume controls. Then you've got the Alexa, who has this bar at the bottom. Really, really clear what's going on with the Alexa at all times. You can tell how loud it is, and you can tell it's listening to you because it's like, as you can see, it's really quite bright and it lights up blue. If you're on a reflective surface, it actually kind of spills out all over the table, which is really cool. Overall, I think the Alexa is easily the best at showing you what's going on with the smart speaker at any given time. Look at that. So blue. In terms of extra speaker features, there are a few on each, but not too many. All of these speakers have stereo pair functionality with a duplicate speaker, so if you're keen on getting even louder and having a dedicated left and right channel going, you can. You will be paying twice as much though. The HomePod Mini also has a cool function where you can tap a phone playing something on Apple Music and it sucks the song up and starts playing it on the speaker. It only works on iPhone and I don't have one, so I haven't really had a chance to test that function out. But I did take this to a mate's place and he's already got a couple of other HomePods and he was having a lot of fun running around, passing off his music from his phone to the HomePods. It did look like a lot of fun. Look forward to that if you do end up picking one of these up. It is a pretty cool feature. That's kind of it for extra speaker functionality for the HomePod Mini. It's kind of locked to AirPlay in terms of how to get music playing out of it. So you're kind of locked to Apple products if you really want to use it, which kind of limits how useful it is. These two, though, both have Bluetooth, which is really useful. So you can just connect them to any Bluetooth-enabled device and they'll play back your music, which is great. The feature that I kind of find the most interesting and useful and sets the Amazon Echo ahead is it's got a 3.5mm jack that goes both in and out. This is great because if you have the cable, and they're super cheap, you can plug anything with a 3.5mm out into this and use it as an old school wired speaker. You can also have it send audio out, which means if you've got a speaker that you think is better than the Amazon Echo, then you can connect this up and have Alexa playing stuff out of that speaker. Connecting it to another speaker is probably not going to be as useful because the speaker itself here is really good. But if you get something smaller like the Amazon Echo Dot where the speaker is not as good, that's a really good way to have Alexa enabled on a really good speaker that was not smart beforehand. Nonetheless, I think the addition of the 3.5mm jack that goes both ways is really useful and does set this far ahead of these other two in terms of connectivity. So if I'm judging these as speakers on sound quality, design, and extra features, it's actually really hard for me to pick. I feel like the Amazon Echo is the clear winner when it comes to speaker quality. It just sounds the best, no matter what I play on it. But I'm just not as into the design as I am with the HomePod Mini or the Google Nest Audio. Because of its minimalist design and its high quality fabric, I kind of feel like the Google Nest Audio is my pick here. I know the speaker is not as good as the Echo, but it's close enough that I don't really mind. Like I said before, they're all good. They're all really good. It's just the one that annoys me the least. And I covered this in my review of it. I think the HomePod Mini is just not the product for me. I think if you're an Apple house, you'll be totally happy with it. But yeah, it's definitely the weakest speaker of the three. If I was buying these with the main purpose of them being speakers, I would give it a miss. But it is so close. I think if you're really stuck, the virtual assistant and what it can do is going to be the deciding factor for you. So with that said, hit subscribe because very soon I will be comparing all 3 of the virtual assistants to find out which one is the best once and for all. The results may shock you. By the way, I have not forgotten, if you want to win the Amazon Echo, all you have to do is comment below. Tell me, what do you wish the smart speakers could do that they don't do already? It could be a game, could be some kind of command. Maybe the speakers could do something crazy. I'm not sure. It's up to you. Comment below and yeah, you could win this very Amazon Echo. Please do make sure to read the full rules and instructions in the description below to make sure that you're eligible. And yeah, I'll be announcing the winners in the next couple of weeks in the very next Smart Speaker Face-Off video. So make sure to subscribe so you don't miss that one, especially if you want to win this. There is one more thing that I want to ask from you, and that is to like this video if it helped you in a purchasing decision for a new smart speaker. If it didn't, like it anyway, because I enjoy getting likes. It's true. I thrive on them, and I would really enjoy seeing those likes climb up because I eat them for breakfast. That's all. Alexa, goodbye. I was not expecting that. That's f***ing awesome.